Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Clumsy Trucking Friday! How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining me. Lots of early birds today. Thanks for making it to the stream, guys. Kamaste. First on the list. Came even before the stream loading screen started. Thanks for joining. Happy to see you are enjoying on air. I have the same feeling. I actually have some work orders set up already for my employee. But I'm excited to record more episodes with that. And El, glad you made it. Are you working on homework at the moment? Am I going to be your background music? Welcome back, Alex. I thought you guys were in Africa again. Isn't everywhere Africa in the Hunter? Glad you guys made it. Thank you for joining. Yar Jack. I see you've been enjoying your 3700X. It's nice to see the 60 frame stream. I can definitely see the improvement even from the first few seconds of tuning in. Space Hunter. Glad you made it. Good, very good early morning to you. Let's load up the game here. The new beta is great, APDX. Thank you for joining. Always impressed with their work. You mean Team Reforma? That is great to hear. I'm excited to check it out too. Not today, that's good to hear. Thanks also, Alex, for letting me know about this temporary patch. It was a bit sneaky. Ideally, if Eblem posts an update, it would be ideal if he posts and he creates a new post in Patron. Because if he just updates the existing one, we don't get notifications. Hey, thanks Patrick for the bits. Unfortunately, I don't have the elf hat unlike Jack does. The overlay. But anyway, for today, we are going to check out the new beta of Chihuahua by Team Reforma. And it's a bit different from the usual stuff that they have. Because now, the Chihuahua Beta also includes inside, looks like the Mexico Extremo areas. So if you look at the list of mods I have enabled, Mexico Extremo is no longer part of this one because I believe it's already inside the Chihuahua mod, the Chihuahua file. The Viva Mexico also has become different. It's now a different version and now has a legacy option in there. It's now optional. I actually tried removing it because I'm not really fond of the Viva Mexico areas. They're a bit old and they're a bit not the best performance. But at the moment, if you remove this, you'll get a cut-off map. So the rest of the US will be cut off from the Chihuahua areas in Mexico. And there will no be direct connection yet, so it's a bit of a shame. So I'll leave it in for the moment. We have Sierra Nevada as well. No big changes there. I think only bug fixes. And then we have a PAS mod version. And this is the patch that Alex told me about just a few minutes ago. Thanks for the heads up. Apparently there were some problems if you go to Texas. And yes, Texas is kind of included now in Chihuahua. Just the border. What's the name of the city? Starts with a P. But we'll see that later once we load up. Okay, so we'll check that out. There are, I think, 4 new cities as well in Chihuahua itself. And lots of windy roads. We'll go through many of those today. We're still driving with Pinga's W900, same as last week. Just changed the color a bit. But what I am doing right now is what I am trying out is this new engine, the Cummins N14 by Farmer Dog. And then I have a compatibility patch to make it work for the W900 by Pinga. As always, all of these are in the mods list. !mods gives you the link to that one. But I've heard good things about this, so we'll try it out. We'll see if we like it, if it's Z mod level. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next beta update is planned to add connection to the SCSP map. That is exactly what I'm looking forward to. And that, I guess, is via Texas, huh? Presidio, there we go, Presidio, thanks. Brownsville. I'm not sure where, maybe Brownsville will come in the next beta, the next version, hopefully by next month. We are still working with JBX graphics here. I know that not a lot of, well, a lot of fans, but also a lot of, maybe haters is too strong a word, but not fans. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. And understandably so, because it does have a very strong accent JBX graphics. And you either love it or hate it. That's the one. Crossing over to Texas, this is the border. Presidio is now part of the map. And then you see this entire thing is Chihuahua. And I think the 4 cities are these parts here. I don't know how to pronounce these guys. But that city with a C, that city with an A, Aldama. That city with an O, that's I guess the city or the town bordering the border, Presidio. I think that's how it is. We are actually starting off today in Urique, the infamous Urique, with the built-in airport in the middle of the town. Not really airport, but airstrip or runway, to be more specific. And yes, it's going to be a very windy stream, so hang tight for sure. City A, City B, exactly. La Perla is new as well. Ah, this one makes sense. Actually, the first route takes us through there. I'm just not sure which is more scenic, but it seems like we can go through a lot more roads this way. But maybe what we can do, let me see. Yeah, we can take this, and then going back, we can take the one southbound. Maybe that can be a thing. We'll see. Right, so it's only 768 miles here in the upper right. But with all the windiness here, I think it will take us a while. The northern twisty bit is better. Okay, great. Thank you. Have you driven across most of these areas already? Seems like you've been having a lot of fun with the map. That's the new color. Just a bit of a different shade. And yes, I haven't tried yet the skin that the paint job that Alex gave me. Where did you find that paint job, by the way, Alex? W900 paint job for Pinga's edit. Wow, it's a bit dark. Also, I hope we're not losing frames here. It's a bit laggy on these parts. And I'm still in external view, so if I go inside, I'll get laggier. Yeah, I am still losing frames every now and then. That's a bit of a shame. We might have to go 2x anti-aliasing here just to avoid those. Well, we'll keep it as is for now. 3 new routes out of Presidio. Facebook. No judging. Alright, let's hear the new engine. This is my first time going to drive this as well. I do like that growl. Let's see how loud it is. I do like the range. Very nice. The range of RPMs, the sound changes based on the RPM. I do like how gradual it is and how smooth the flow is. It doesn't cut off at any point. Hey Muraz, thanks for joining. Cummins N14 by Farmer Dog. And I added a compatibility patch for this truck specifically for Pinga's W900. We'll see how it goes. My goodness. Dropping frames all over the place. I still haven't figured out why in ATS and ETS2 OBS is acting up. When in like flight sim, where I always have like 99% GPU utilization, I'm not dropping frames. It is a bit weird. Let me try something, guys. If I turn off the preview in OBS, will it also fix things? Because in Flight Sim, if I do that, that fixes things. Okay, let's see. That did seem to fix things. That might be it actually. No, it's still dropping. Crap. I don't know what it is. You got bits just for chatting. Oh, that's cool. Didn't even know that could happen. There it is. Now where's the runway? There is a viewpoint right there. Might be nice to explore it. Let me turn left here. Where's the road? It's a shame it's still a bit dark over here in these parts. Would have been a nice view. But I'm sure we'll get enough views of the mountain later on. Because we have mountains all over the place. For those who are not familiar with this area, I featured this both in a silent trucking episode and in Flight Sim. I flew over in this area just to check out the runway in the middle of the town. It looks really like that. Why did I stop here? No, I don't need to stop there. I need to stop at the viewpoint. Man, that sounds very nice. With this kind of sound, is that like more like a straight pipe kind of setup? With this raw engine sound kind of feel? Stop here. View the waypoint. There it is. Pueblo de Urique. Where's the runway? I think the runway is that one in the middle. Pretty cool. I think this might be it. Yeah. This is actually much more, how do you say, civilized. This runway feels more like cemented out. Because in Google Maps and in Flight Sim, that runway was really just like a large dirt road. It was not that refined. Here, it looks like a proper runway with the road markings on the side and everything. So this is actually pretty, how would you say, giving. N14, I'm sure it's not a 444. Yeah, I think. Should be in the mods list regardless. The bottom of the audio section in the mods list. Welcome back, Jack. What are you eating? It's time for food topic again. Thanks, Alex. This is the runway. Clear to the left, clear to the right. Now we can cross the runway. Need strobes here. That's a good question, Space Hunter. Did any of you get the new paint job? I do want to get it, mainly for supporting SES. I'm not particularly excited about how the paint jobs look, but I was more interested with when I read the blog. I was more interested with what they said about like presets. Did I get that right? Wow, there's actually a tank here. We'll likely get it. Yeah, same with me. Right, so we will be stuck here in these kinds of roads for a while. So hang tight. Get your sick bags ready. I'm not even sure if there is traffic here. There might be. Oh crap. Yeah, when I drove through here before, it was downhill, so it was easier in a way. Now we'll have to also balance it up with the engine. Come on, you can do it. And it's a dirt road, that's true. All the windy bits plus it's a dirt road. I tried flying through here in Flight Sim. I was flying a Cessna 172. It couldn't even fly this high. The mountain was too high for it. Took too long to climb. Gives you an idea how steep this road is. But that should provide for some very nice sights at the very least. Let's take a photo here. It is starting to come up the sun at least. Man, that is laggy. Oh, that is something that we can start appreciating. It is very laggy in these parts though. Getting like, I don't know, I can feel like I'm getting below 30 FPS here. Let's have a look. 32. And I don't know why, but in Truck Sim you kind of feel that more than in Flight Sim. Oh, so where did the truck shadows go? Not sure you'll make this job within the stream. That's true. We'll see. We go how far we can manage. Sandwich ham and mustard. Sounds good. Mrs. Clumsy and I went for a date night the other night. Had a chance to go out of the house again after a while. It was pretty pricey, but well worth it. Great feeling being able to go out of the house again. And finally was able to get some wine. Have wine after like a month. That being said, our food budget is down the drain, but it's worth it. Oh crap. So what have you guys been up to recently? More trucking? I know Scotsman's been immersed in Train Sim World. I have not checked out a lot of trucking stuff. I've not been able to drop by the forums even. So I'm not sure if there's been any new mods that came out. But yeah, at this point, I'm letting the... Like if there is something that is significant enough, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But if it's not a big deal so much, I'm just leaving it for the moment. I'm still stuck airborne in Flight Sim, and I'm loving that sim despite its quirks. I released a video yesterday highlighting the patch notes. There's a new update that released for Flight Sim. It is getting a lot of traction, and I've been drowning in comments trying to respond to the comments, but I'm liking all the feedback. It seems like there really is a lot of interest, and that's great. With the recent update also, they improved the performance, in particular the smoothness. And when before I was like craving for a RTX 3080, now I think I can actually hold off a bit longer because the performance is not bad even with my current setup. So not urgent to switch, so maybe I can afford to wait for a 3080 Super or a 3080 Ti or whatever. But we'll see what the dice will, how the dice will roll once AMD does their announcement and everything. like how the Renault T looks in the screenshots, but others not so much. Oh, that's a steep hill. Oh crap. That was dangerous. I think, beached here? Not really. Diff lock might help. Why does it feel like SnowRunner? Hey bot, how are you? Thanks for joining. What have you been up to these days? Trailer brake. Even low gear cannot manage to climb it. Okay, let's reverse here and get some traction. I might need to get some momentum in. Drop the third axle. It is dropped, isn't it? Oh, is it metal? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Tires actually going through the mudguard. The fender getting there bit by bit. There we go. Good job. Good tip, guys. Looks like we're not out of the woods yet. In between the 3080 and 3090. Yeah, same here. I think it will be a much better long-term solution. New patch broke the launcher, won't download for you. Yikes. I think some people are encountering a similar problem. Not sure why though. It looks like they really need to improve that installation process. Even at low gear, my engine is dying. Guys, see how I'm trying to mix the clutch and the gas? I am stuck here. And these cars will have 16 gig VRAM for same or less money apparently. That's what I'm hearing as well. So it will be interesting to see how Nvidia will react there. They're probably just waiting for AMD to release their news, their graphics cards, and then they'll counter with a 3080 Ti or something. That's how I would expect them to make it at least. That doesn't look good. That's lowering. That is lowered. How heavy are we? That's 15 tons of cheese. Wow, I like that. But what I don't like is getting stuck like this. So. Winch? Oh yes. We definitely need that one. What's happening? Where are we stuck? It's like all tires are slipping. Oh, there we go. There we go. Woohoo! We're out. Alright. Diff lock off. We're good. What the heck is that sky all about? looks pretty ominous. Don't stop. 3080 dead cows edition with 19 gig of VRAM. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they'll release something like that after AMD releases theirs. I was watching... Oh, come on, here we go again. It just stops. All these... Yeah, I think we will not finish this stream with this kind of delay. Maybe starting in Urike is not the best decision. Maybe it does not work uphill. Downhill is easier in this case. Lifting up that middle axle just so the driving axles are more flat on the ground. Maybe that will help. Well, that doesn't work. The Kenworth 100 cab over. Oh crap. There we go. Keep it pulling. He stops at this point. Allison gearbox. I can always go automatic. That might be an alternative. Woohoo! Let's try if automatic will help us a bit. Real auto. That might help. That's why there was a tank at the bottom of the hill. I think so too. Even automatic cannot handle it. Are hitting the hill. Oh my goodness. Well, initially I didn't cut the corner, but I got stuck anyway. Now even reversing I'm stuck. Sticking with automatic, guys. There's enough challenges as it is. Yeah. Got stuck somewhere but went through it with the momentum. Okay, off we go. Keep the momentum going. Cannot stop. The views are amazing, but no time to enjoy them. I think it's because the trailer was hitting the corner, that elevated corner. Shouldn't go too fast though. Might be a different problem if I go too fast. Setting should do the job fine. Also, Mexican Department of Transportation. Maybe we should have gone with the boat, huh? So, for those of you who are planning an upgrade, what is your opinion at the moment of the 3080? Any particular brand you guys are eyeing? The reviews have started to come out already. I think I watched the EVGA review from Jay's 2 Cents, the Asus tough OC from Hardware Unboxed, and it looks pretty promising. It doesn't seem like the Founders Edition has the best design, so I will probably be okay with getting one of the partner brands, because the Founders Edition, from what I hear, will not be even arriving in Singapore. You won't even be getting it because it's too small a market maybe. But the partner cards I think are what's going to arrive here. Roll off the edge, hopefully not. You'll wait a year at least. Yeah, I think you're still good. For me, I'd like an upgrade. It's more of a nice to have at this point. So I can hopefully take my time. Hopefully I don't get hyped too much about an upgrade. But if ever, I will be buying a GPU together with a PSU so I can handle it. Are you guys familiar with the lineup from Asus? The tough TUF products? Because I'm not sure if that's like their starter retail price video card, or if that's like the overclocked high-end version already. I think there's even a higher version for sure, but I'm not sure if that's like the starter version, because in terms of performance it seemed to be doing pretty well, like 6% better perf, 15% less in terms of temperature, so much better. But I was not sure where it was in terms of the lineup. Hey Juan, welcome back. We are currently in Mexico today, starting off in Urique, making our way northeast on all the way to Texas. By Jan 2021 there will be plenty of options. That's very true. Yeah, I might be looking at a Christmas upgrade though if something is available by then. Bit too sharp a turn. Don't fail me now. Yeah, hopefully a Christmas upgrade for me if something is available by then, and if it's looking pretty promising. I guess by that point all the cards would have been dealt already. AMD would have revealed their hand, Nvidia would have been given time to react to it if needed, and so the announcements would have been made by then, by December. If the stocks will be available, that's a different question, but that's ideal. And I already told Mrs. Clumsy about it, and she said she'll be looking for some earrings now. So we'll see. iMac with bootcamp. Next iMac with the AMD 16GB 5700 XT. Yeah, I was watching Tech Deals the other day, and someone asked them when do they think the middle range, not middle range, but the middle tier, how do you say, the in-between cards will appear, like the card between 3080 and 3090, because everyone seems convinced that there will be something like that. And his point was pretty interesting. I mean, it made sense. And he said it all depends what AMD has up their sleeve. Turn off the music. He says if AMD comes up with a monster, something that can rival the 3080, not only in price but also in performance, and if it has bigger VRAM, like 16 gigs as what is being rumored, then Nvidia will be forced to reveal their hand or adjust and match that, I imagine. And so the 3080 Ti or Super will be announced very shortly afterwards, maybe weeks at most. But if what AMD releases is something like a performance, like a, how do you say, a value card, like its price is very good for its performance, but it's not really something that can rival the 3080 in terms of pure power or output, then Nvidia can take their time and they can decide to release 3080 Ti or Super maybe next year instead. And I agree with those points. It sounds it makes sense. So we'll see. I guess it all depends what AMD will be revealing. If AMD reveals a monster, then we can expect a Ti or Super pretty soon. How things are going, Mrs. C could have two 2080 Ti earrings. Those will be pretty heavy on the ears, I can imagine. Oh my goodness. Please make that turn. Thank you. Not the cliff. Hopefully not. Delivered the job in Mexico once in ATS. Had a 22-hour late penalty. Drove your truck off a cliff. It sounds very familiar. Looks great. Let's take another photo here. I have to make sure to keep my momentum once I unpause. That might actually look pretty good. If we can have a look off the cliff as well. Look over it, but don't drive over it. That's going to be the key here. Some music in. Whoa. That does not look half bad. Alright, Miraz, have a good night. Catch you next time, man. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, I'll need it. It is a bit deformed. I think it's a bit too wide. It's deforming the truck. That can work. Oh yeah, that's true. The truck shadow is back. Might have been a bug in the lighting a while ago. Man, that looks great, doesn't it? That can actually be a thumbnail photo right there. Right. Bye. Have a great weekend. Games have you been playing, guys? Have you also been exploring Mexico, the new areas from Chihuahua? Checking out other mods? What's happening in ETS2 at the moment? Or are you already trying out other games? Train Sim World 2 is something I still want to try, but all the bandwidth is getting consumed by Flight Sim. I'm just loving that sim. I did 2 flights yesterday offline, but I recorded it, but without voice. I might put a voice over at for one of them, because they are pretty interesting flights. One of them is a full IFR, well, an IFR approach, an ILS approach to minimums. Weather was super bad. The runway only came in sight a few seconds before I reached minimums. Very exciting stuff. Had a nice landing for a change, so that's good. And the other one was in pitch blackness. Flew at night, well, flew like sunset times. Arrived at night at the airport. The airport was not the best in terms of lighting, and almost had to blindly land, but made it somehow. And did a VOR, how do you call that? circling approach using VOR DME. Quite interesting, that kind of approach. Have you installed Flight Sim yet, Jack? I remember you were trying it out, right? Using Xbox Game Pass. AVV, thanks for joining. Hope you find the mods list useful. Let me know if you have some questions about it. It is a bit large, has grown throughout the years. You've been going back and forth from Washington to Mexico. Wow. That's what, like what, more than 1,000-mile journey each way? I was tempted to get the Alaska add-on, but I think I will wait for it to expand. Right now I think the map is still a bit small, but looking great based on your screenshots, guys, so thanks for sharing it. ILS on the G1000 today, that's great. That's definitely an advantage, especially when you get into the hairy weather. Done some flight sim, still a newbie. Need to try it after they updated it. That's great. Glad you're getting into it too. You also reinstalled FSX just to test. Oh, just to compare. That's nice. I actually never played FSX. The first flight sim I got into was X-Plane, and you guys were all in there for the ride. When I was fumbling about and starting from zero, didn't even know what a flight director was. Remember those days? The volcano days, guys. Oh, we've come quite a long way. I was actually expecting to get stuck there with that cliff. Thankfully, it's not fully clippable. Yay, Geek Squad, yes. As expected, the 3080 has been sold out. I'm sure they'll produce more in the coming days and weeks, but yeah, it's just how it is every time. So don't expect to get your hands on it anytime soon. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. Yes, indeed. That's a quotable quote from Alex. No. Where did you get that, Alex? But that's a very true landing. A very true quote. It's reassuring. You don't have to butter it every single time. Actually, when I was watching a real life instructor, and he was saying something about it. It doesn't matter as much how hard the landing is. It matters for sure, like your feet per minute, you know, how fast you hit the ground. But actually, he said what's more important is that you're facing the runway the right way and not landing at a skewed angle. Because in terms of like the feeling that gives, even if you land harder, as long as you're facing the runway, it feels better versus landing softer but at an awkward angle. You kind of get thrown out more. So in terms of feeling, facing the runway is a much more is a higher priority. So that gives a bit of comfort, especially if you're still having a hard time buttering the landings. Just make sure you're facing the runway correctly. Apply that bit of rudder at the last moment and land it up. Sometimes up to 2,300 miles. Wow. Goodness, how long does that take? 3 hours real time? 5 hours. That's a huge cliff right there. It's an old aviation code. There you go. We can how do you say? We can revive that and put it under your name. Put quotes there and then dash Alex. And no one else will get the reference anyway. So no one will contest you about it. So it fits. It's in the sim flight training. Oh, they use that as well. Yeah, they heard that from Alex. Yeah, the lead instructor, I remember now. the music. Turn off the music. I kind of like hearing the engine only, without the clutter of the music. The engine is music enough to my ears. Up to 3 hours or more, especially. You get those curvy bits in me, like this one. Case in point. I can imagine. Did a trip on ATS2 that was over 7.5k kilometers yesterday. Wow. Goodness. What truck are you driving with it at the moment? What's your favorite truck of the month, flavor of the month kind of thing for you guys? Alex in particular has a lot of options with that one. Wee! Fuso! Someone takes the crown, I think. FLB. Oh yeah, the FLB with the Detroit diesel. Sounds good. It's a very distinct sound. I still remember that time when I dropped on your stream and you were driving the FLB. My first comment was, "Wow, what engine is that?" Because it just sounds so good. You win, I'm glad. It's not often someone gets to meet Alex. Give chance to others, huh? You've been driving the Mac Anthem for over 106,000 miles. Wow. How is it in terms of fuel economy? I thought that would cheer you up. Started in Iceland and ended in the Middle East of pro mods. Ah, I see. From northwest to southeast. Sounds good. Oh crap. That might have been something I have not factored into. After all that hard work. Refuel. Yeah, going uphill with a 15-ton load of cheese might not be very friendly to the fuel. We could, I guess, do some like emergency services until we get to the fuel station, and thankfully it's not a World of Trucks contract, so it won't get cancelled or anything like that, even if we get to a mechanic or something. But we'll see how far we can go. Can we eat the cheese instead? That might be a better alternative. Anyone bring some wine? Could do for a break here. Wine and cheese. Yums. 5.2 miles per gallon. Is that a good score? Not being gentle, but never go over 80 miles per hour either. In miles per gallon, higher is better, right? Miles per gallon, right. Still cannot remember what is a good. What can you consider is a good fuel mileage? Like for example, in liters per 100 km, lower is better. And for me, around 32 is like the sweet spot. If you get to 32, then that's great already. Anything lower is an added bonus. But with miles per gallon, not so sure. When are you planning on getting a 3080? When it gets here in Singapore? No, but I'm still waiting. Maybe December. I'll try to see what's available by December. If there will be a 3080 or a 3080 Ti or a Super, and then I'll get whichever is most fitting. 7 is quite good, but it's hard to get. 6 mpg is in the truck. Ah, nice, not bad. I think I've gotten those a few times, but not often. I think I'm more often in the 5 mpg range. Hola, Tesla. How are you? We're currently in the windy roads of Urique. Chihuahua Beta 4. Haven't explored the new areas yet. Still getting stuck in the Urique bends, but soon we will be getting there. Soon enough, hopefully. I'm just thinking now, because of the 3080 topic, how much better that would be for the stream, huh? Right? If right now I'm getting these frame drops every now and then, which is not that big of a showstopper, I guess, but having a smooth 60 all over the place, that is going to be a boon, definitely. And I keep thinking about the benchmarks that our content creators are putting out, and they always compare with the 2080 or a 2080 Super or 2080 Ti, and it always makes me think like, yes, it's like almost twice as good. It's like 30% better than the 2080 Ti, but where is my 1070 when it comes to that benchmark? That I'd like to see. Is it like 7 times better or something, you know? Because comparing a 2080 Ti and a 3080 is yeah, you get like a 10 to 30% improvement on average. But if you're coming from a 1070 like me, my goodness, that must be night and day. So that kind of chart I'd want to see, just to see the extremeness of it. Oop, bend it up here. Just think how good a 3090 would be. Exactly. Earrings, necklace, bracelet. Oh, you got it now. Nice. Good to hear, bot. Is it sunset already? Wow, we've been driving for 12 hours, guys, in game. Because I remember I started 6 a.m. Yeah, it looks like the time, how fast the time goes here in these bends is not good. Yeah, because it looks like we're in a highway. Look how fast that time is rolling by. 23, 623, 624. It's like in seconds. Goodness. And yes, we're running out of fuel very, 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 very soon. Thank you for following and welcome to the channel. Make sure to join us in chat if you're in the mood. But no pressure. You can lurk away happily and we will not bother you at all. More than welcome to do so. Chihuahua Beta 5 will have more than Chihuahua. Jordi bringing part of Jalisco in Guanajuato. 1070 uses DDR5, so the jump to DDR6 alone will be a huge improvement, which has to boot up to the Gen 4 setup. My goodness. Oh, this looks very nice. Nice area to chill out. Let's have a look at the view here. There it is. Mirador de Urique. What does it mean, Mirador? That's where we came from, right below there. Looks like. Hey, Rohan. PCIe Gen 4 motherboard. Yes, I don't think it matters that much yet though. If ever, I'm expecting only a very small improvement. I think even Nvidia told that you won't lose more than a few percentage points at most if you're sticking to a Gen 3 setup. So I'm not really particularly interested in a Gen 4 at the moment. Right, let's have a look. Where are we right now? Ah, there's a fuel area right there. You might be able to make it up that point. Have to detour a bit, but that is closer than that in Bukoyna. Mirador is viewpoint or overlook. Ah, thank you, thank you. Right now we're doing 4.8 miles per gallon. It's not bad given the violence of the road we've been on. Hey Slider, how are you, man? Have you tried out the new Chihuahua Beta? Still only getting into the new areas in a bit. I'm afraid the fuel will run out very, very soon. Hey, 37 months! Goodness! There's our fuel, guys, 8 gallons left. Thank you for 37 months, Alex. In that regard, I don't think anyone can beat you there. The granddad subscriber. And it's getting dark. Maybe we should have slept there first, huh? 6 gallons, oh no. I think we can do like an emergency fueling until we get to the fuel station at least. You can ask for some guys to bring over some tanks just to get us through. Hopefully this weekend you can. Heard very good things about it. Saw lots of nice screenshots from Alex. What graphics mode are you using at the moment, Alex? Was that NL that I saw there? Some very nice skies. NL indeed. It looked quite familiar. NL for the win. The only thing I hate about NL is the size that it takes in your hard drive. And because we're in the closed beta branch, oh my goodness, please no. Why now? Because we are in a closed beta branch, the files are even bigger. It's going to send you back to the start when you ask for fuel. Really? No. There is an emergency refueling service now, right? On a reload, jeez. Remember foggy weather. Oh my goodness, this is a bit embarrassing to admit, but I only recently realized or discovered what GOAT meant, G-O-A-T. I had to Google it. Ah, there's a hill here, we cannot cut the corner either. Yeah. It's like people were using GOAT. What the heck is a GOAT? But they were, I think, mostly using that in basketball terms, so I guess it makes sense that I'm not familiar with it. Oh, awesome, Jack! Give me a teaser. How small is the bar in the 1070 compared to the 3080? That's an awesome comparison. That might make me more interested in upgrading. Yeah, the GOAT. There we go, 1 gallon left in fuel. So it looks like we'll be hanging here, literally. Is it possible to ask for fuel even before you run out? Like if we stop here, maybe? No. Okay, really have to run out first. $10.17 Witcher 383. Actually, 83 is not bad already, huh? And 3080. 86. Nice. More than twice. This doesn't happen often. Yeah, someone threw away the extra fuel just so we can get past those very dangerous hills. Okay, so what we can do is we can simulate that we slept. Maybe something to 7 a.m. We waited for the fuel tank for the guys to get here, but they were all sleeping. So we had to wait all night. And then we do an emergency refueling service. There you go. Wow, it's a nice sky. Doesn't feel like we just ran out of fuel. Let's take a photo there. That actually looks pretty scenic. And if you only look at the photo, it would not seem like you did a huge blunder. It felt like you're just posing for a nice photo. That does not look half bad. Can walk back and get more. Put out your triangles. Oh, that's true. I let you guys do that. Alright. 15 gallons. Why did it die? There you go. MSFS 10-20, 1070, 32, 3080, or 50. Not that good. I would assume that's 1440. That's around the FPS I get in Flight Sim 2020. At least in high-end settings. Nice. It's pretty promising. Not a huge leap when it comes to Flight Sim 2020. Yeah, we need a 3090. Although I think most of the benchmarks though, when it comes to Flight Sim 2020 benchmarks, all of them are basing on the old version. So I'm going to wait for new benchmarks with patch number 2 because those include a lot of CPU and GPU optimizations. It removes a lot of the CPU bottleneck. So right now I don't think it will be quite accurate yet. Wow, the echo on this thing. DLSS on Flight Sim, if only. Yeah, probably the drivers are not yet ready to. My goodness, anyone outside would probably be going deaf by now. When is the TI coming out? That's a good question. We'll have to wait for AMD's announcement. What do you guys think AMD will announce? We've seen how the new card would look like. Looks very much like a 2080 Ti Founders Edition. But performance-wise, who knows? That was 1080, I see. So in 1440, I assume the gap would be bigger because the 1070 would be more constrained. I'm guessing there will be a lot of CPU bottlenecks in there. Let's wait for patch 2 benchmarks. Right, refuel here. We do have 5 gallons left. Let's see if we can make it to the gas station. Big Navi is on October 28. That's a bit late, isn't it? Will be a long wait. Ooh, we can see cars again now. 1440, 21 FPS. So there you go. More than double the FPS. And that's with ultra settings, I believe. Oftentimes when they do benchmarks, they're using ultra settings, which is not really practical because oftentimes it would tone it down to high end and just keep some at ultra, maybe clouds. Let's just coast along here because we have 2 gallons left of fuel and I really want to make it to that gas station. Because there it is right in front of us already. If we can shoot ourselves in there. Whoa! Forget the speed bump. Almost made it. I thought that was going to be a pro move. Just like what you see in the movies. Well, I guess this is something you would see in the movies as well. Just one of those comedy movies. Drink up truck. Have a long way to go. Hey, thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Join us in chat if you are in the mood. Alright, looking good. Now we can go wherever we need to. Past that city, Cuauhtemoc. I don't know how to read that. And then on to Aldama. And crossing over to Texas. Hate the Mexican speed bumps. I wonder if it's really like that in real life or if that's exaggerated. It does seem very dangerous, huh? I mean, I am pretty used to speed bumps. Back in the Philippines, where I grew up in, spent most of my, well, first 20 years of my life or so, that area was filled with speed bumps. So I'm no stranger to speed bumps. But they were not that violent. Well, they vary. To the point that sometimes you had to approach the speed bump sideways. Do like that. And what is happening here now? I'm stuck somewhere. Maybe too heavy. Come on, you can do it. Trailer is stuck. Well, we are crawling out of it bit by bit by bit by bit. But there we go. I can hear the engine rumbling. Awesome. Yahoo! I like that sound. Oh, speed. I like that when it shifts up and you hear that kind of hydraulic air pressure thingy. It's very nice. Finally, some proper roads. I'm sticking with automatic for now, so we can focus more on the view. The turbo, no, I don't think it's the turbo, but I think it's more of the sound when it makes when it shifts up, like the air air gear or something. This one. Wait, I'll let you know. Man, that looks good. That one. Man, this is beautiful. This is what I like about JBX. The lighting, the tint is not the most realistic, but the lighting is beautiful. It's not overly bright, and you can clearly see like the shadows, the bright and dark areas of the place. Sounds like a Cessna 172, my goodness. Love that Jake brake. I heard good things about it in the comments in the Steam Workshop for this engine. It's great to hear that it lives up to the hype. Air shifter, there you go, there. That's the one. Yeah, that Jake was monstrous. So what is the verdict? Do we put, what is his name, Farmer Dog, together with Z-Mod and Krishbo when it comes to engine sounds? I sure am liking this one. Very fluid sound, and this area looks beautiful. Is this new? My goodness, my frames are also doing much better. I'm not getting all those frame drops anymore. I can feel the maybe around 50 FPS more or less, 50 to 60. What is that? Looks like some pipes for oil or whatnot. That looks pretty good. Thumbnail potential right there. This area is still from an older release. Haven't even reached the new one, huh? Ah, yes. So once we cross over, once we pass the lumber mill or whatnot, then we'll get into the new area. Alright, let's continue on then. Man, that looks so good. And yeah, I think the texture changes from JBX are an added bonus. They look very good. Makes all the stuff you see higher quality. So I guess it is actually possible, like put in the texture updates from JBX, but if you prefer a different weather graphics mod, you can do so, because there is like a texture file from JBX, and there is a separate file from for the weather and for the skyboxes. So you could like mix it with NL or mix it with RBW. However combination you choose. The reflection on that glass is quite interesting, huh? It's like super zoomed in on the back of that bus. You won't get to the new area until after you go past Chihuahua. Ah, really? But isn't this a new city past what is this place, Bocoina? I thought that was a new city as well. There we go, that's the frame rate I'm looking for. Let's have a look how the frames are. Yeah, 60 here flat. That's why it feels 60. Frame time is fully flat there as well, no spikes. Beautiful. GPU is able to breathe just fine. 90%. CPU is boosting as necessary. Perfect. Yeah, this area is pretty optimized. I like it. The Oreca part was a bit heavier. So, and as I say that, I start getting these very minor frame drops. Ooh. I think I will be using the jigs a lot more with that kind of sound. It's like a plane passing by. Alto. Ooh. Where did you find that train again? Is that in... No, not in New Mexico. Is that in... What's the name of that train? Amtrak? Or... I keep forgetting, we need Scotsman in here. Not yet done? It is Amtrak, nice. I'm using the Cummins N14 by Farmer Dog. And then I made a compatibility patch to make it work for this truck specifically. There you go. Thanks a lot, Alex. In the audio section, bottom part of that section, the last 2 rows. Ah, 2 trains. All over the country, it's Amtrak. Hey, Elias. Nice emote there. Trafeco. Thank you for following, by the way. Nice unlock there. Okay, there you go. I was starting to get worried that it might be one of those endless loops with trains just coming all over all the time. Jack isn't going to try, even going to try anymore. Superliner cars for Amtrak. The like double-decker kind of things. Is Amtrak for like passenger trains, or they have a mix of passenger and cargo? And it's these kinds of roads that I like driving in. Just the very calm bends that keep you awake, but not the awake adrenaline pumping kind like the one we had in Orique. That is a bit sharper than I had anticipated. Crisis Remastered. What is Crisis Remastered? As in Crisis? But remastered? Isn't Flight Sim 2020 the new benchmark? The new monster? The new Crisis? I can hit 2 birds in one. With one stone. Play Flight Sim and test it out against the latest and greatest hardware. Ooh, almost hit that car. But remastered a lot. Race racing comes with it. Ah, nice. This ray tracing technology, guys, I haven't... Really? I hit something? Oh yeah, I did. My bad. And I thought I was such a smooth operator. So the ray tracing technology, if a game supports ray tracing, how does that work? Is that like you offload some of the, what do they call it, rasterization, the normal GPU usage, you offload it to the ray tracing cores or something? I don't really get it. Can you not use the ray tracing for something else other than ray tracing? Seems like a waste having some resources not being utilized. Maybe you can use that for video encoding or something. I have no idea how it works. Some very nice trees up here. They are 2-story cars. Dining car has a full kitchen on the lower floor, and seating for service is on the 2nd floor. Ah, cool. Sounds fancy. sense as much. Non-traceable array. My goodness, I almost believe that one. Ray tracing, and then there's DLSS. What is that? Deep learning super sampling? Something AI, like predictive super sampling or something along those lines. Too complex for my brain. Mumbai ray tracing, that's the one. That's a new technology coming out next year. There's a very little fella in the GPU called Ray. He traces things and sends to them. But not everyone likes Ray, so only certain games support him. That makes a lot of sense now. It's a very nice roundabout with a cool looking monument in the middle. Ray just takes a lot of vacations. He's a slacker, huh? Not the most punctual guy. But once he gets on a job, he gets it done. Learning a lot here. Yeah, this is the knowledge channel. You learn a lot of Mumbai stuff here. Chihuahua straight ahead. Do we need to refuel again? No, fuel this time is pretty much still on top. We speak tech. Jay's 2 cents move over. By the way, right before the stream started, I was browsing my YouTube feed. Gamers Nexus Steve was live streaming. He was overclocking the 3080. Would be interesting to watch because I don't know how it works. I have no idea how to overclock a GPU. But I guess if I ever buy one of those beefy GPUs, it would be worth it to overclock them to maximize them. Otherwise, it would be better to just stick with the standard version one. He's still live. Fortnite is getting ray tracing. Yeah, that's what I heard. AMD is banking a lot on Fortnite, right? Putting all their teasers in Fortnite inside the game itself. I don't like Fortnite, me neither. I don't think this is the audience for that. Not a lot of us are Fortnite fans. Although if you are, I won't judge. No problem there. I mean, as a fan of GG, I don't think I'm in a position to judge anyone. But Ray can't work any faster. Everyone see the Canada Pro Mods teaser? I have not yet. How's it looking? I prefer 2 weeks. 2 weeks what? Don't like Fortnite either. I have never played it. And I have no intention of doing so. shopping coming along, Alex? Were you refreshing your like 3080 store page to get a GPU as soon as possible? I think if anyone would be looking for a GPU, you would be near the top of the list. You've been waiting for a long time. It's all British Columbia and it looks great. Yeah, I hope so too. Waiting for the EVGA water-cooled cards. Nice. Is that for the Win series, or is that something else? Like the Kingpin, is that what they call it? Ah. A Fortnite, my goodness. My goodness. Is that a British thing? Do they use that in American English, or is that like an old English kind of thing? It should make it obvious your generation. Is that an aluminium topic? Hydro copper cards. Did they have those back in the 20 series or the 10 series? Laboratory. Yeah, stop. Aluminium. They had those in the 20 series. Ah, that's different from like the Kingpin stuff. I have not been... I don't think I've seen one of those. Somehow I had the impression that water cooling in a GPU is a bit limited. But I think that's mainly because what I've seen in terms of water cooling the GPU are those small radiators or small fans. So they're not really effective. Not better than the air cooling. But I can imagine if something is beefy enough. How does it look though? I guess the video card itself would have like a... what do they call it? A water block? Like what you see in the CPU coolers, and then it would have all these hoses connecting to the radiator. The radiator would be a massive one, like a 360mm one maybe or something. Video card has full coverage water block with 2 lines. Is it considered like an all-in-one cooler with the video card, or is it something you connect to your, how do you call it, water block? So it's mainly for custom water looped PCs. Kingpin is a top of the line card. Ah, I see. Mid 3090. SKRS 2080 Ti. I think I saw that video. Ah, okay. That's custom water looping, right? Water cooling. I remember how it looked. Ah, indeed, for custom loop systems. Sounds like a good deal. Sounds perfect for your setup, Alex. So if it's for a custom loop system, does it not come with a cooler of its own? Is that something like, I don't know how it works, connectors only? So the radiators will cool the CPU and GPU. And the radiator will be part of the GPU you buy? Or is it something you provide on your own as part of the custom loop or custom cooling? Radiators are separate. Okay, that makes sense. So it's really like a full-on hardcore DIY kind of deal, where you make your custom loop, you buy your own radiator, and then you connect both the CPU and GPU to that loop, onto that radiator, so they all cool together. Using three radiators? My goodness. How big is each one? 360 times 3? Fully submerged mineral oil cooled PC. That sounds like a deal. My goodness. That sounds hardcore. All connected along with the reservoir and pump. Two 30-60mm rads and one 480. My goodness. That would be interesting to see how the temperature will be like. -10 in the middle of summer maybe. Things will be cool. Yeah, I remember you had that monstrous case, right? You already bought it. So where will those rads be? Top of the case or in front? Or will they be everywhere? Goodness. Two 360 and one 480. And then also the fans cooling those radiators would need to be, you would need to buy them separately, I guess. Buying some, I don't know what you're into, like Corsair ones or something. I think this might be part of the new area. Isn't it? Cuauhtemoc is new, right? So this might be new already. I'm not sure. Noctua. They do have those Noctua in the black editions now, right? Because the only thing I didn't like about the Noctua fans was that they were brown. My goodness, that looks great. Let's take a shot from... Noctua fans are black. Sounds perfect, man. 14 of them? How come? Because 360 would have 3 each, so you have 3, 6, and then 4, 10. So you have 10 fans for those 3 radiators. Where's the 4 casing? Yeah, looking forward to that build. Do you have them built already, or is everything still in the box and you would build them all together when the GPU comes? Man, you have some massive amount of EQ there. Emotional intelligence, being able to hold out on that kind of build for so long. Because you've bought the parts for like, what, 1 year? More than a year ago? Four fans for air intake. Ah, there you go. 4 under his chair to pull him down. My goodness. With how cool his system is, I think he can put some food inside the casing. Place some meat inside the casing. Put it out when you need to cook it. It should work. Don't remind me how long it's been. Oh yeah, that's true. Until you get the proper measurements of the GPU, you won't be able to set it up. Hot dog cooker. His new AC will be his PC. That's very true. Just put your face beside the PC and it will actually get cooler. Air conditioner and the humidifier. My goodness. Maybe you'll need to be featured with one of Jay's 2 cents vids. Let's keep that cruise control in. Very nice area here. Very urban area. And here we are entering the city. Yeah, it might be. No wonder he's such a fan of water cooling. And he keeps recommending Jay's channel. Makes a lot of sense now. None of the pieces are falling together. Couldn't even be Jay's 1 cent. I really like these custom Mexico traffic lights. I just hate that. Why did I go beyond the... Oh, that's cheating. There is no line. Cuauhtemoc Centro. Chihuahua should be on the right via that Highway 16 thing. But it's not yet there, I see. Okay. So there might be a faster way, skipping the city, maybe going that way. Yeah, because this is 16. So I'm guessing there is a road that bypasses the city totally. There is no spoon. What post? In Discord? I haven't read it yet. Tell me about it. Tempted with what? 1440 monitor. Not so sure, because I got myself a local brand. A very cost-effective one. Doesn't have any bells or whistles. Not the best UI when it comes to the interface of the monitor itself, but it works great and very cost-efficient. Presim Plus is the brand, and it's based here in Singapore. But yeah, for you would have a much bigger option, much bigger range of options to choose from. Mineral oil PC, wow. Is that a real thing? What's happening? There you go. It is real, wow. Looks like a fish tank. Is that why you had the fish tank made? Were you preparing for that build? Sneaky. Fish tank today. Mineral oil PC tomorrow. Enjoy, Rohan. Nice. There's the city. Whoa, that guy just went into the the stop sign. It's a bit weird though, this city, huh? There's a stop sign right before the traffic light. Not sure if you need to stop there, I doubt it. I guess that's some kind of redundancy in case the traffic light is broken, then you follow the stop sign. Oh, come on. Fine. I would have thought the line could be further up there. Farther up. Fine. Let me refill my cup. Get some drinks in the meantime. Why is everyone going when it's a green light? What's happening, guys? What the heck? Alright, that's true. Tequila finally came home. No wonder it tastes better. That looks like a McDonald's right there. Some custom assets in here I can see. Very nice. Although we do still have this voltage on motors kind of thing on the right. Yeah, Alex made a comment about the draw distance. Oi, 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 oi. Ooh, that's a nice emote. Is that new? Banhammer. Bye. Good one. Yeah, it does seem like all the mountains are visible even from a distance. That's a good catch. I wonder how Eble made it. Because I doubt the limitation is there. Yeah, there's some things still pop up, but the mountain itself, I think he is using that workaround that SCS uses since what is it? Since Italy DLC. That way of grouping things together so the mountains from afar are visible even from way back. Let's observe if you see a lot more popping in stuff. There is still some of them. Yeah, there are still some of them. But it is much more improved, I think. How does it feel to flex your banhammer muscles? It's been a while. Nice mountainside highway here. Somehow I doubt that feels good. Textures are not the best in this area though. Yeah, in this particular set of hills. Maybe they are old ones? Not sure. But the ones from before look much better. We'll see. Those textures are looking better than the ones near here. I wonder if that's something that was changed with JBX2. Yeah, with all these mods blending in, it's kind of hard to narrow it down now. Still, if they give me a nice picture, no complaints. What time is it? 5:20. Okay, we'll have to sleep soon again, so we get the most of daylight for sightseeing. What was that video Rohan was sharing in the Discord about the 3080 running out of stock? Was it even a shock that happened? My goodness. Stocks were gone in a second. Makes a lot of sense. Remember, the same picture I think is also happening in Australia. We have a subscriber, I think it's Tony, if I remember correctly. We were talking about how the situation is in Australia, and I think it's fairly similar. Founders Edition is available there, or was available, but I think it's more of a lottery basis. I don't know how it works, like a raffle if you get to buy it or not. But yeah, I doubt that will come in stock. I guess it will be out of stock for the foreseeable in the coming days. Maybe even in a couple of weeks. But we'll see. I'm really excited how the partner brands will come up, what they will come up with, and how it fares. I've been trying to check out the local shops here, the local pages. I have not seen a mention of the 3080. Well, I have seen it in forums mostly, but not in the official pages of the shops. Even in the online stores, I have not seen it. So maybe, I think I've only seen one. It's like allowing pre-orders of the Founders Edition, which seemed very dubious. I'm not sure if that's legit, but it looked pretty scary. But other than that, there was no mention of the 3080 at all. So yeah, it might take a while. We'll see, hopefully by Christmas time, when Mrs. Clumsy for her next purchase and I am ready to splurge. Hopefully there is something. Have to look into a PSU as well though. I might go for a Seasonic one or a Corsair one, whichever is available in my area. I think Seasonic is very good. If I remember correctly, what I got Mrs. Clumsy when I built her a PC is a Seasonic one. I think it's a 450 or 550 watt PSU. Not too shabby. Who's hit that car? What is this? What does that mean? No idea, but it sure means there is a traffic light coming up ahead. Maybe that's the name of the place? Maybe not. No, because this is Chihuahua. EVGA GeForce RTX 3080 for the Win 3 Ultra cards. Nice. Yes, probably going to buy an 850 watt PSU to future proof it a bit. Right now I have a 600. I don't think that's going to cut it. And my PSU is like 5 years old already anyway. Where are we going here? Not sure, but maybe it's this one. The For the Win 3, is that the series with the beefy, the super thick GPUs for overclocking and stuff? Because I remember that's a very famous series, right? The For the Win 3. Oh, yeah. I remember this junction. I think I got lost here as well before. Am I going to hit that? No. Okay, good. You have EVGA 750, 80 plus gold, 750 watt. Yeah, I think that should be more than enough. Overclock from EVGA. Ah, I see. And then on top of that, you can overclock it manually also. How much does it go for? Do they have prices already? Whoa! Why did that guy not move? That's on you. 810, so $110 more expensive. That's a big price difference. I remember watching a couple of videos from Jay's 2 cents about that one, Is it worth getting a custom card? And basically, I think the general message is it's worth it if you're planning to overclock, but if you're just using like stock stuff, the performance is almost the same. You get cooler temps though, definitely. So that may be something that's appealing. On PC part picker, you put the 3080 FE with the parts that you have set. 531 estimated. You have 651 PSU. Sounds good. Yeah, maybe good enough already. Is there a horse part on that slot? There is. Oh, I remember taking a photo here. Yeah, this exact spot here. Very nice. 1100 SGD at the current conversion rates. Yeah, plus the taxes and whatnot. Customs or whatnot. Because I saw... where was it? I think I saw a 3080 being sold here, which was I think out of stock for 1,000 already, and that's the retail price, the Founders Edition. So with the For the Win 3, I'm expecting it would be around 1314 SGD. I think I can find some earrings worth that. Yeah, that might be okay, but I'll have to look at the reviews first if it will be worth it for me. Because I'm kind of a bit... maybe it's because I don't know the process yet, but I'm kind of pessimistic with the GPU overclocking for the moment. When I overclocked my CPU before, it was very much a hassle for me. All that blue screening and the trial and error kind of thing was a bit very tedious for me. I just wanted to play it. So when I got the Ryzen 3rd Gen, I was so happy because I could get rid of all the overclocks and I could still get mostly the best of that CPU. So I kind of wanted just plug and play and just I cool you as much as possible and you should take care of your own to overclock yourself. That's the ideal setup for me. And in line with that, I think it was one of Jay's 2 cents videos. He was saying something about what do you call it? NVIDIA Boost 5 or something? But it seemed, from how he described it, it did seem like that. Like as long as you are not fully capping your power consumption yet, and you still have thermal headroom, so the graphics card is not yet too hot, it will just boost up. And it seems like it would boost beyond the boost clocks from what I got. Not sure if I understood it correctly, but that seemed pretty promising. Probably won't gain that much by overclocking. More for people who want to play around on their own. Yeah, I'm not very keen on it either. I might not be hardcore enough for that. I just want to get a proper cooled GPU that can boost on its own as much as possible, and hopefully that's enough. But yeah, this NVIDIA Boost or whatever it's called seems pretty promising, but I'm not familiar how that technology works, if it's applicable for all 30 series. I don't really know. And the stability you may sacrifice may not be worth it. Especially if you're recording. That's true. Yes, that's very true. Marginal gains for risky stability. It boosts and spikes, so you would need decent cooling to hold the boost for longer. For your setup, Alex, are you planning to overclock that? Or would you let the GPU do its work? Just cool it as much as you can with those monstrous radiators. Cascade was here last week, I think. He mentioned that overclocking a GPU is nowhere as complicated as overclocking a CPU. So that's pretty promising, but yeah, I would always be paranoid with the stability. So as much as possible, I would try and avoid overclocking. So I'll probably aim for a card that's cool enough and can be boosted enough on its own, but nothing beyond that. CPU will overclock itself. You already have the CPU, right? I think, what did you get? An Intel... I'm not really familiar with Intel. It's i9 10 something K. Is that technical enough? Yeah, exactly. Build it, leave it. Same with me. I don't want to fiddle with the settings too much. So yeah, the Ryzen 3rd Gen boosting technology is perfect for me. Is there somewhere we can sleep? This one actually. Not sure how I can get into here. Swerve like crazy, I guess. Probably not the best way to do it, and this is actually not the rest area. I think it was somewhere there. i9 9900KS. Oh, there's even an S at the end. Nice. Don't mind me, guys. Just getting lost here. So we sleep somewhere here, I guess. Yeah, true. Same with me. I just set the XMP profile so it boosts to 3200, and that's it. Well, I guess I did increase the GPU power limit. Instead of 100 to 100 something, which is what was recommended by GA. To do with all your video cards, something along those lines. Not planning on overclocking. Hey, Deso. Indeed. ATS today. How are you? You should really drop by on Wednesdays. That's when I stream it every week. Looks like I'm on the wrong way here. Interesting. Different layout. Very interesting road network here. I don't get it at all. Huh. Weird. What up on Canada tour? Nice. You watched over on Twitch? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the footage will be coming out in YouTube later. That should be higher quality in case you haven't finished it yet. Nice. Glad you caught up. We'll do more next week. Wednesday. Welcome back, Itchy. It's been a while since you got the itchy legs, huh? As big as going to Greenland. It is huge. Aldama. We are here. Hey, Hud. Glad you could join, man. How are you? You still have school holidays this week? Keep forgetting. I'm getting a few frame drops here. I think this is a bit heavier on the object count. You have a slight OC in the graphics card as it's old and being replaced soon. Cores up by 150, VRAM up by 400. Nice. How did you manage to find that? If you like overclock a GPU wrong, do you get a blue screen like in CPU, or does your PC shut down or something? Or just does the application just crash? They added Alaska to the map combos on ATS. I have not installed it yet, the Alaska one. I'm waiting for it to be bigger. So I have not yet added it to my mods list. It does look promising, but I think I'd want it to be expanded more before I get into it. Out of school. Didn't get any sleep. Man, that's hard. Hope you catch some Z soon. Ray starts screaming. You guys are always overworking Ray. But I think this is perfect, so we're getting into the new areas with a nice weather, perfect visuals, so we can appreciate it the best. Where's the turn? There it is. Man, the words are getting harder and harder to pronounce. Ohinaga, maybe. Yep, I am. Patron of Team Reforma. I really like what Eblem is doing and how he continues to expand and improve his skills. Doing good, man. Doing good. Thanks. Waiting for the weekend, as always. Even though it's getting harder and harder to distinguish nowadays. Border crossing is ahead. Nice. Lots of railroad tracks here, huh? Lots of level crossings. Yeah, exactly. Days are moving by quick. Another week down. Still some mountains popping up, but that's, I think, the limit of what can be done with our engine. At least we're no longer in mountainous region. No longer Orike style driving. Presidio, Texas, there you go. Crossing over soon. Is Eblem planning on expanding Texas as well for next update? So that it connects to the base SES? I hope that's the plan. With that, I can probably get rid of Viva Mexico. Until it gets updated at least. One city for now. Presidio. Right at the border. Texas DLC will be added in 2022 if not early 2021. Hope so. From what I know, they've been working on it since, I don't know, a year or so. So for quite some time already, but it's just humongous. So there is plenty of work to be done. Why is that mountain flickering in and out of existence? Wanting to get rid of Viva Mexico. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think it's a bit too dated. Still uses old techniques that are very unoptimized, and it was good for its time. But now that we have been, well, the mappers have been learning all these techniques, having all these new assets, it needs to be updated, otherwise it risks being looking outdated. Whoops. Oh yeah, these mountains are visible from way away, from far away. Although not entirely, looks like. Still looks good though. Construction ongoing, I guess. Yeah, seems very hard to make a map DLC with how long it takes them. So many details. You want to graduate? Haven't you just started? Long way to go, hang in there. Here it is. Well, I think this is a toll gate. Caseta Oinaga, Chihuahua. Something like that. We need to stay here on the right. Might have messed this up. Oh, there is a toll gate here. Nice. Oh, this is the like e-pass kind of thing. I see. Cool. Yep, this is the Chihuahua map. Chihuahua Beta. For the patrons of Emblem. I'll print you up a diploma. Accounting. Your future self will thank you eventually. But for now, yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's true. Having some automation built in would make things faster. I think they have something already for vegetation, but maybe they can step that up. Yes, I have Chihuahua. I'm a patron of Team Reforma, so I get access to it too. Hey Scrum! Yeah, this is actually the smaller version of the horns. There's an even bigger one, and you almost can't see anything anymore in front. Get those pesky slowpokes away from me. House middle of nowhere. Is that the farm maybe? Oh yeah, there are some animals there. There's a horse at least. 100 miles, 6.5 hours. Is that the typical estimation bug from these maps, or does that sound correct? It does sound a bit long, 6 hours. With the odd Mexico bug. I think they may need to just put in some dummy speed limits even on those roads without actual speed limits, just to avoid that bug. Wow, Mexico is expanding. Can really do long hauls now, all the way from Washington down here. Texas Hill Country, where you live. Where in, I assume that's somewhere in Texas. Where is that in relation, like southern part? Thank you for following and welcome to the channel. Feel free to join chat. I can properly welcome you. They fixed the Mexico tollgate by adding a file. Yes, I heard that from Alex. What was the problem before in Presidio? These Jake breaks. Mexico to Canada. Well, a decent Canada doesn't exist yet, but for sure when ProMods releases their Canada, we will do that. And it's great how these different map makers have different areas of focus. Minimal overlap, so ProMods is focusing on the north, Team Reforma is focusing on the south, and SES focusing on anywhere in between. Sounds good. Conflict in Presidio with pass mode. City definition file. I see. Waiting for ProMods Canada for years. I hope it's coming out soonish. We have been seeing some teasers coming up, right? The past few weeks and months. That's not really an indication of a soon release, an impending release though. Working to eliminate Viva Mexico entirely. Did he mention in what way? Is he going to replace those areas, or is it like this one, where we would be changing the road connection to Mexico, going via Texas and maybe Arizona instead, or New Mexico? New drivers are... I got the notification a few minutes into the stream. I'll check it out afterwards, but usually I would go to Reddit and have a look at the reviews there for this latest driver before I dig in. Because I think I've gotten that problem before, that when I just updated the latest file or driver, and sometimes the performance is worse, or even worse, sometimes there is a game breaking bug causes problems. So oftentimes I would go to Reddit first, look at the reviews, the benchmarks, and if it looks good, then I jump in, just to be on the safe side. Emblem wants to eventually map all of Mexico himself. That sounds like a good deal. And it's great that this next level of making Viva Mexico optional. I assume by next update he would be able to connect it to base SES, so we wouldn't need Viva Mexico at all anymore. We take the longer way around, but I think it's going to be worth it, avoiding all those older areas. Trying not to get Panda Truckers MP. Good luck. We're not yet sure if there will be a ProMods Canada server for ATS, but maybe. Or did they announce that already? You have end of year exams in 2 weeks. Good luck, man. You can do it. Pace yourself. Pro Modes Mexico will be interested as well. Is there a Pro Modes Mexico? First time I heard that. Those drivers are also for 3080 and 3090. Interesting. Would be interesting to see if the guys who have early access to 3080, if the new drivers will give benefits to frame rate compared to the older ones. You have an FPS tool running. Even though it says 60 FPS and ATS, it stutters. Yeah, if you can have something like a frame time, like a chart, like this one. You see that chart at the bottom of the graph? That will give you visibility on the stutters. So even though it says in my frame rate 50, if there is a huge stutter even for a millisecond, it would remain 50, but I would see the stutter do a spike like that. And yeah, I'm not even reaching 60 FPS in this area, which is weird. My GPU is not maxing out, but I think it's the CPU. Yeah, looks like it. Lots of objects, I guess. Here we are. Residio, Texas on the right. Feliz viaje. Happy trip, I guess. Because it's Feliz Navidad for Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. So Feliz viaje is Merry trip. Maybe. YouTube and Twitch have been your savers. Yeah, it's nice that we have these technologies these days to help us cope. Glad it's working. Good luck, man. You can do it. 1:1 mods. There was one before, the Alaska thing, right? Was it Alaska? Something. I was not a huge fan of it. It's a bit plain for me, but that was in its very old version. I think it has improved since. But I'm not sure if it changed or if it's still updated. No one home. Is this the border? Looks like it, huh? Nice. Let's see. There is something up ahead still. This might just be the way station. No, it's not yet the border. Probably just like, I don't know, customs or something. Try to see if the Steam overlay. Yeah, some instances those cause lag. Oh, there you go. That's the one. Dalton Elliott Highway. Yeah, it was a bit dragging at times, huh? Might have been realistic, but still a bit hard to drive through. Oh, this looks pretty scenic. Man! Do we have a bridge shot coming up ahead? Alaska is the biggest state. Ah, is it? Are those all like cows and horses, I guess? Interesting. Let's take a photo once we get past these rails. This one. Let's see. What sites can we get? Texas is the second biggest. This one is the Rio Grande River. Rio Grande, why does that sound familiar? Isn't that like a ride or a ride in an amusement park or something? Maybe that's where they get the name from, huh? Like a log jump kind of thing. Looking good all over. Rio Grande is literally big river. Oh, so Rio is river. Maybe Grande is big. Most likely. Presidio, here we are. Haven't seen the US flag yet. Maybe past there. Probably a border checkpoint thingy. Yeah, we have the US speed limit signs here already. Cool. Fasten seatbelt. Coping up with food options. My food budget has not been coping very well. Always in the negative every month. We tried something new this month. We ordered from this keto service, so they deliver every week. You have like meals for 1 meal a day for 7 days, and then they deliver every week, something like that. It's okay because we don't need to cook every meal, but it's not as good tasting as really ordering out, having something delivered. So we still get that craving of ordering online, and that makes the expenses double. So yeah, not the best combo, but we're still trying to figure it out. Constant work in progress of refining what works. In the meantime, negative budget all the way. We do have some favorites though. We have some go-to establishments. This is a very nice, scary looking checkpoint. Goodness, I would get scared trying to cross over there. John Wayne Western movie. The big refers to almost 1900 miles of its length. Just a smidge. Starts in Colorado, wow. You guys think SCS will implement that? Ooh. Why didn't I go through there? 1 second, where is that? Oh, that's a different way. Interesting. Yeah, going back, let's go through there. Looks like there are 2 ways in. Maybe it's 1 way each, huh? Might be. Ah, well, yeah. Not really eating out, but just ordering via Deliveroo. But whatever comes up, that's available there. We just try things. So we found like a nice Korean food resto. I think the name is Hoho Chimik or something like that. Nice bulgogi, spicy beef bulgogi with chicken wings and stuff like that. We have a go-to Thai resto place. Well, delivery. I think it's Nawarat. The name is Nawarat, but I guess these would only be available in the east. Don't even know exactly where they are based, but it's somewhere within range at least. Pizza. Oh no, we've been trying to avoid pizza. It's been hard. We almost did at one point. Instead we went for McDonald's. Still not good, but at least it's a little bit cheaper. Things will get even noisier, guys. Not sure if I can make that turn. Yeah, I think that should work. What's up, guys? So, just trying to position this in. I think I need to go to the number 5 view here. 18 bucks for 20 to deliver. I'm surprised they even have delivery service. International law. Oh, that's very true. Goodness, now I'm hungry. Unsub, unfollow, bye. Been trying to control our food intake recently so that our weight will normalize again, get back to healthy living, but it's been hard. And without going outside the house, we have less exercise, so more things to consider. Being in our 30s, metabolism isn't as at its best, so add that to the list. We actually made it with 30 minutes to spare. 801 miles, 2 hours and 30 minutes in real life. Not at the moment, HUD, but hopefully. Virtual Speditor. I remember, I think Blah is very fond of that, because you can create your own jobs. Let's see what we can take from here. Well, there is one going to Delicias. We can take that because that would take us back into a different route, so that's good. And we can just drive for as long as we can given the time we have. Let's get one of these without the, what do you call it, spoiler thing at the bottom. Champion. 69.84. Why is it 69.84? It says something different in my truck. Wait. Isn't it? Wait. 4.8. That doesn't sound so bad compared with 69.84. 6k XP, goodness. Where the heck is this trailer? Why does it seem like it's outside? It's probably there in the back. Let's reverse in. Small city in America. After New York, the population of cities drop fast. I guess that will balance out throughout the coming months, years. Now that the trend is becoming different. Now that staying in a large city does not have its benefits like before. I wonder if that will change the trend. Because I think it's starting already. People are going away from the big cities because it's more expensive there. And like if they can work from home, why stay in like an expensive city? There it is. Why is that texture flickering in and out? CBD in Singapore is much less crowded now. Yeah, I went to the office, I think last week, pick up my laptop. Hardly a soul in sight. I had to wait 3 hours outside the office. I could not even enter the building. Well, I could enter the building, but I could not go up to our floor because of social distancing measures, COVID measures. So, yeah, that was pretty challenging. So I had to stay outside and I walked around, went to the mall nearby, and almost no one. I'm surprised actually that the establishments are still open, but you could really count the number of people in there. And that was a work day, so normally there would be plenty of people, especially during lunchtime. Man, I'm loving the sound of this engine. Might do a silent trucking with this one too. MIS graduates need to be at work all times. Well, it depends what kind of work you get, because MIS opens up a lot of opportunities for you. You could go into something fully IT or something even project management, but all of those can be done from home now. We have all these conferences, online conference options. Microsoft Teams is very, very famous these days because of that. It's getting more and more common to do online stuff instead of meeting face to face, especially with the current times. Yeah, that's definitely something you can work from home, and depending on the company that is. It was okay. I had the chance to walk around and explore a bit. It's been a while, but it was not that comfortable, but no problem. Illegal to carry firearms or ammunition into Mexico. Makes sense. Oh, this is very nice. I like this part much better than the other one. Let's take a photo here. Accounting on your diploma. Yeah, so you get a job that's accounting related. You thought you were free? Diploma of itchy legs. That's more like it. That actually looks pretty good, huh? $75 copies. Been the hardest year of your life. Man, that sucks. Yeah, hang in there. Well, they say makes you stronger, right? All these challenges. Hopefully that's true. And they cannot emphasize that enough, huh? Firearms and ammunition not allowed. And you have all these. Do you even call these speed bumps? These look like barricades. They're not even round, they're squarish. Goodness. $145K. In here I was thinking 10K was a lot. He hasn't recommended a place to fly or drive yet. Spent a few. Yeah, we do have a new way of consuming your points. Some of the folks have been using that. You can decide where we fly or where we drive to. That's around 10K points if I remember correctly. Cases of people forgetting their guns in the back. Yikes. Goodness. Oh, because it is Texas, huh? That makes sense. 48.3k points anyways, and 20k on a paper plane. I'll let you switch to an existing plane of your choice. I don't think paper planes are coming into season anytime soon. You have 20k now. Nice. Sounds good. A very pretty paper plane, in his imagination at least. No, no, paper! We'll wait for it then. Might wait till 2099. Why is there a tractor here? That might be Jack's tractor from way back. Couldn't start it, so just left it in the border. Wait your turn. What else will I do? What's happening now? Are these guys moving at all? I don't think so. Is this right? Getting lost here. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, yes, we are, I think, in Mexico now again. Based on the signs. They're being inspected. A good thing we skipped all that. I can imagine the inspection is a lot more tedious going into the US. I don't know. Maybe either way, huh? It's tedious both ways. Goodness. How tedious does it get? Did they ask you to strip or something? Full body inspection. Cinco de Mayo. Is this the same road we came through a while ago? Might be. Where do we turn left? That traffic light, I think. Tijuana, San Diego. Most takes longer going to the US. Family friendly. It's all for science. Where are we headed anyway? Oh, nice air horn. I'm not sure if that's comes from the truck or from the sound mod. Might be from the truck, huh? Oh, and yes, this is exactly the other way into the city. So that's perfect. We get to discover both ways. Ese! Oh, Ese is making a comeback. Rohan, Mr. 75 Ese. You might find that car here. The long lost car of Rohan. Got sold by Jack. Request that using points. It'll end up like a paper plane request, I think. Oop, traffic light. Man, it's so hard to pick now which engine sound I like. This sounds so good and fluid. I cannot find a single complaint about it. It just sounds so real. Everything is gradual. No sudden change in the sounds. Farming sim. Yeah, it's been a while, huh? Updated FS19 yesterday. Have you guys been up to date with what's new there? It's been a while since I looked into that world. Hey DD Warrior, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we had our fun times in Farm Sim. Maybe soon again. Is how you would call it. We saved a lot of animals for sure in our animal hospital. Is that how we called it? More multiplayer stuff. Why not do a multiplayer stuff in Flight Sim? Made a complete 360 back to Flight Sim. Yeah, next week when I stream Flight Sim, if anyone wants to join the multiplayer session, we can try to see how it works. I have no idea how it goes. I've never tried it. Essay. Got a bite that you scratched and became a wound. Yikes, yeah. Those can get pretty out of hand quickly. If I remember correctly, you could put something in them. An ointment or something to remove the itch at least. Never heard one pig or cow complain after entering. Maybe you would hear them complain during though. After, definitely nothing. During is probably when you would hear a lot of the complaints coming in. That was the start of the itchy leg syndrome though, wasn't it? I definitely got the itchy leg syndrome back then. I couldn't believe it. My goodness. You guys remember that? I couldn't even use my leg for trucking. I had to use the yoke, right? Yoke for driving. Because my leg wouldn't move. Thanks for following, Didi. Appreciate that. FS21 releasing. Well, we have FS 2020 already. A different FS at that. Tropical mosquitoes are very powerful. That's true. SL leg syndrome, that's the one. Yeah. Good workout for the legs. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I think I was fine one day, and then the next I could barely stand up. I could barely stand up straight. I had to be hunched over. Too much farm sim. Can we treat him? He will not be complaining, that's for sure. No complaints afterwards. Not eating that bacon. Yikes. Ew. We'll donate it. Let the other guys enjoy that bacon. Oh. A pallet full. Not sure how much it would make though. They might make us pay for it instead of them paying us. They would be able to detect the itchy legs. The itchy leg disease on that pallet. Oh, it's raining. Wow. It's actually a thing. Why does it sound so familiar? Is that a restaurant? A halal restaurant? Or am I thinking of something different? Pretty interesting route. Very different from the previous one. The previous one was a lot more mountainous. This one, say, more cliffy. Dictionary. Is there a Collins dictionary? Texas and Mexico remind you of Chili's. Oh, too much looking at chat, sorry. Ah, maybe I was thinking of a different one. I might not have tried that yet. Yeah, I tend to stay away from restaurants that are halal, not because of the food is great, but because normally if it's halal, they don't serve alcohol, right? And it's a bit of a shame eating at a pricey restaurant without alcohol, for me at least. Chili's. That is very famous in the Philippines. Back during the day when I was still in my 20s. Oh my goodness, that's been a while. When we started working, and when I was working back then, we had a shift that was until late at night, like 12 midnight. That was the end of my work day. And so me and my office mates, and that's where I met Mrs. Clumsy as well. That's where we met. Office romance. We would go out at 12 midnight, go to different restaurants and just hang out, drink, and stuff like that. And one of our go-to places was Chili's, because Chili's had this like nachos that was refillable, and it would have this very nice salsa, and it was all you can eat. So we would regardless of how many we are, we just order one and it will just be refilled. Very cost efficient. Oh, but that was so good though. The nachos with the salsa, definitely a staple, and then have a couple of beers with it. Use Collins Dictionary all the time for your French. Ah, I see. Interesting. No tequila, no Clumsy. Yeah, probably not up to that standard with how US folks would expect. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. They have some nice food in there also. So is there no Chili's anymore in any part of Singapore? Have they closed down completely? Like Chili's, Fridays, TGI Fridays, these are very famous restaurant chains in the Philippines. Nachos and cheese dip, oh yeah. Nachos, salsa, and also have some cheese dip on the side. Oh, I'm really hungry. Carl's Jr. is a guilty pleasure because of the bottomless drinks. The joy of youth. Don't even have Hardee's here anymore, they all closed. Hardee's, I'm not familiar with that. What kind of food did they serve? Pizza! McDonald's and Burger King and everywhere else in the US have standard limited drinks. Not in Singapore, yeah. Before I used to enjoy those unlimited drinks, but nowadays it's not very healthy, so I tend to stay away from them now. But during my time, during my youth, definitely, that was one of the things I would look forward to. I remember in the Philippines, I think it was Burger King which implemented that first. Before they had bottomless drinks, so you would just buy a cup and then you can go bottomless. But in the Philippines, the Filipinos are very resourceful. I think some of them were able to sneak in like a jug or something, so unlimited drinks, really maximizing that unlimited clause. And so in the Philippines, what they ended up doing was, instead of the drinks counter being in front, accessible to anyone, they still have unlimited drinks, or had, but the drinks were behind the counter already. So in order to refill your drinks, you would have to go to the counter and ask the staff to refill it for you. You cannot do it in your own anymore. And in that way, they can regulate it a bit more. So none of the unbelievable stuff, the very creative stuff. I blame Rohan too. Everyone blames Rohan. Yeah, Burger King I'm not really a huge fan of. I had the impression that it was good in the US, but maybe just because it's what's in the movies, like in Iron Man, right? He would eat like Burger King burgers. Maybe it's more of marketing than actual quality. But here, Burger King, I wouldn't really choose it. I would eat more in the McDonald's than the Burger King. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's take a shot here. Carl's Jr. is the same thing as Hardee's. Ah, I see. Man, that looks good. I'm not sure which one to use as the thumbnail now. Everything looks good. That might be one. Hey Jealous-Droid, thank you for joining. Made it just in time. We are a few minutes away from the end of the stream. How are you? Thanks, appreciate that. Chick-fil-A. Why does that sound so familiar? Well, our Wendy's closed down a few years ago. Oh, that's sad. Mrs. Clumsy loved the frosties in there. guilty pleasure. Western Star. Is it 11 days before the real thing releases? I wonder how long after that before we get the Western Star in-game. Hopefully not too long after. Stop before I go out and try to find somewhere that's open at 4 a.m. Well, pretty soon the breakfast places should open up. Chick-fil-A. Get Jack to go out and get something to eat. Pretty close with that goal, I think. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more of a nudge. Always a line of cars in drive-thru. Only one for now. Right at the border. Presidio. Chihuahua is currently in beta. Only accessible to Team Reforma's patrons. And it starts to have Texas in there. We just came from there right now. Just came from the border. But looking pretty good. Progress is impressive, and hopefully by next update we would get a proper Texas region that connects to the rest of the default map. Yes, there are. That's the problem. Will Mrs. Spanner allow it to go out? Jack's Kitchen open 24 hours, serving sandwiches and everything else in between. I would like a pizza too. There's one small city in Texas for the time being. Yeah. She won't even know. Evil laugh. Thanks for following. Welcome to the channel. Made it just in time. We're just finishing this delivery, then we'll be calling it a stream. Very nice road network here. Now this city in itself is not new, I think, but regardless, it's still Chihuahua. It looks beautiful. Yeah, the Jake brake is not overly loud either. Like, it scales very well with how the engine itself sounds like. And so I think, wow, that guy. So I think the balance of the sounds is perfect. Amazing. Thank you for recommending this to me. I forgot whose name it was, but thank you. I got this from a YouTube comment telling me to try this out because it's great in Z mod quality. I was a bit pessimistic at first, as always. When I try out something new, I'm a bit pessimistic. But it has turned me around. Very nice sounds, my goodness. Pretty busy city here, but not bad frame rate. Just a little bit of frame drop. So now the real problem is, what will we be having for lunch? With all that food talk, my goodness, I want to grab something fun, but I'm not sure. Thank you, don't even think about it, guys. We'll be waiting for the picture in the food channel in Discord. there. Just a few more roundabouts. Delicious seems to be very fond of roundabouts, huh? Much fewer 24-hour food nowadays here. Is that because of the pandemic? Or just an overall trend? Yeah. I'm not sure if that's because of the restaurants or because there are no delivery guys. I'm not sure how it works. I've never tried ordering from a delivery service, any delivery service, in the middle of night because I've been snoring already at that point. Usually it would be starting to come up by around 7 a.m. Ah, I see. Stopped all 24-hour outlets, I see. Bit of a poor decision for night owls like you. Nice texture on these bricks. Not really bricks, but what do you call these? Cobblestones. Some kind of stones. Something. Does that work? It's a bit too little. Yeah, I might hit this other side. No, doesn't work. To extend it a bit forward. Clumsy bricks. Close enough, right? Maybe not. There we go. So I like it. Costco. Yeah, how do other how do other companies manage that? Like NTUC or what are the big ones here? Where do they store their things? Red Mart, Amazon. What? Is it loud? Just a tad. Almost there. There we go. We do have an NTUC warehouse in the west. Ah, I see. Even the engine sound shutting down sounds so good. At least you can't hear your video. Most of Western Singapore is industrial areas. Ah, I see. There we go. We actually finished 2 jobs and we leveled up. Wow, level 62 now. Awesome stuff, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. Let us leave it there for now. Thank you for joining me in all the food stories. Now I'm super hungry. We'll cook something up with this Clumsy here. Alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out and have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be waiting in the food channel. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day and bye-bye. Catch you soon.